Rozza, good to see you again. How's it going?
Really well, actually, Duncan. Very good indeed. Yes, I've been enjoying the summer. It started
Yeah.
to rain last couple of days, but
Yeah.
a bit of rain isn't going to bother me. I don't
No,
think it'll bother our pigs either.
no. And what about the barbecuing?
The barbecuing has gone slightly quiet,
Yeah.
and that's mainly because I'm not in my usual dwelling. I'm not at home. We're house sitting for my brother-in-law and his wife. Now, the thing is, literally 5 meters that way, there is a pit bull. A pit bull, not a
What kind
pit
of
bull.
pit bull? You're not on a leash.
No, no, they're
Right.
illegal. You're
Who
not
do you call
allowed them
pit
in the.
bull? Are
You're
they
not allowed.
allowed in Wiltshire? I thought Wiltshire was quite law-abiding.
No, well, it's funny because my brother-in-law works in law, so I'll have to ask him. No, a pit boss. There's a pit
Nice.
boss barbecue.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice. Yes, very nice. And I've thought about firing it up. I had a look at it yesterday. We did do some steaks, but in the end, actually cooked them in their Arga
Right.
instead.
Oh,
So
you are to the manner born, aren't you? Let's be honest.
I have like Brideshead revisited around here. I mean, it's just
You know that bloke, this will be a reference only some people will get if they're old and British, but Brideshead Revisited, do you remember, have you seen it on the
I
television,
have,
on the
yeah,
telly in the 80s? He had that bloke walking around with his teddy bear, do you remember?
yes,
It's like,
great
mate,
theme tune.
put it away.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk bangers. Now, it's thanks
Hmm.
to my mate Sammy, who runs a couple of pubs in West Sussex, one of which is called the Crab and Lobster in Siddlesham. It's not really a sausage pub, it's a seafood kind of flavoured pub. It's a great boozer and does fantastic food and rooms if anyone's watching and you want to go and book in and be somewhere in the wilds of West Sussex, very near the coast, near Selsey. Fantastic, Selsey crab, good stuff. He WhatsApped me and said, mate, you've got to try these. So this time round on Prick with a Fork, we're going Italian. These are an Italian-inspired sausage. Before we start going through the brand and what's in them and stuff, what do you know about Italy, Rozza?
I've only been there once, actually. That was last month. I was just at a sports tournament near Lake Garda, but
Oh, nice.
otherwise, I know that they have very sort of good-looking men.
Yeah,
I know that they love a espresso coffee, and
like an espresso.
some of them still smoke quite a bit,
That's good.
and they're quite good at football. But
Yeah,
like us, they can just mess it up sometimes. Um, it's a very proud country. They
yeah.
like their own.
Yes,
They hold on to their best wine. They don't export the best
that's
stuff.
true. That's
We
true.
just get the stuff they don't want.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know about 5 words in Italian, and we did try those Sicilian sausages, which isn't Italy, but
Yeah.
it's close. A couple of months ago, they were good. So interested to see what Sammy's choice is like.
Yeah, now let's talk about these. The only thing I know about Italy, by the way, and I base most things about popular culture, is do you remember that song that Paul Young did in the early 1990s with the
Yes,
big fat
Senza
Italian
Madonna.
towards Zakuro? Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And basically, Zakuro's entire input was, I changed the world. He grunted his way through the song. Do you remember?
Yeah, Senza Madonna.
Yeah. Without a woman. Yeah. Anyway, let's
Yes,
talk about these sausages.
that's right. Brackets without a woman.
Yeah.
No, we can't do songs on this because it'll get flagged.
It will get flagged. No songs. Right.
No
So
songs.
these are interesting bangers. Now, the blurb, and they're from Marks and Spencer's M&S, and we tried some M&S. I'll put it up there so people can have a proper look. Some M&S sausages in the past. As you can see, they're quite chunky. You get 4 in a packet. I paid £5.50 for these. So these are premium sausages. I think it's fair to say, as you would expect from M&S. These are going to be spicy. You can tell by the colour that they're not for the faint-hearted. So let's just go through. What is interesting about these particular bangers are the pigs. Now, the pigs apparently are called Suno Bianco pigs, and they're bred outdoors by the Medeo family in the hills of San Demetrio Caroni in Calabria in Italy. So the pigs are important. It says here, as do many supermarkets now, they bang on about the quality of their pork and they're reared to the highest welfare standards. That's the pigs, not the supermarket. And it's a marbled meat that comes from these pigs, so you're going to get a bit of fat in there. And they're fed a diet of cereals such as barley, corn, and flaxseed. So that's the provenance of the meat, and that's really important because if you're new to this YouTube channel and you're new to the podcast, the meat is important, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to get good quality pork that's reared to good welfare standards and stuff, but you never really get the detail about what they're fed. Here they're making it as a selling point, and that's really important. And one of the things that Rozza and I always do is we always look at the ingredients very quickly to see what the pork content is, and these are 86%, which is no bad thing, is it? 86% pork. the other stuff in here. Well, you've got it. Do you want to just go through the ingredients there?
Yeah, so 86% pork, as you said, then Calabrian hot chili paste,
Mm.
which is essentially chili peppers, salt, and an acidity regulator with some
Yeah.
citric acid. So there's some flavorings in there as well. Dried red chilies. There's some salt, E301. Don't know what that is, but I know it's an additive.
Yeah.
And fennel seeds, plus preservatives. As we've always said, you're going to get preservative if it's a supermarket sausage.
Yeah, supermarket banger, you're going to get a load of chemicals and preservatives in there because they have a shelf life of a couple of weeks in the chiller, and that's why supermarket sausages, that's kind of how they roll. If you don't want any of the chemicals or preservatives, do what I do, make your sausages at home, or as Rozza does, sometimes go to a farm shop where there'll be less chemicals and preservatives because obviously their turnaround is quite quick. I roasted these in the oven, as I think you did as well. My
Yeah.
roasting tin looked like a bit of a bloodbath afterwards because you can see the color of the sausage, right? You've
Yeah.
got this red stuff, and it did kind of look like maybe a mafia hit job had taken place in the oven. Uh, but you know, it's all for the greater good, and I didn't expect anything else.
Oh, sorry, this chair's just—it's not my chair.
It's all right. Make the chair work. There you are. You're looking fantastic. Yeah. So they're very red, aren't they?
They are, and again, this caught my eye as well. And then I checked. I thought, what are the casings? But they are natural pork casings, which again we're big fans of. Because I thought, is there something maybe in the casing or some sort of colouring or something like that that's come out as well? But no, it just was the chili sauce oozing out. It's actually on my plate here. I've also started to notice that the sausage started to wither.
Whoa! Hang on, that is a posh plate. Look at that. That is a posh plate.
Look,
You're in the wilds of Wiltshire with posh crockery. Oh, that is posh as well.
I mean, these are posh steak knives.
Yeah.
These. Look, what can I say? I'm not at home.
No, it's all right. You don't need to make excuses.
Quite lucky. We're quite lucky to be looking after this
bit of
place.
crockery. It's a nice bit of crockery. Show me that picture again. I just want to have a look at that. The sausage on the plate. Yeah, look at that. You can see, so that is properly red. Just a warning here, if you're someone who is the kind of person who goes to an Indian restaurant and has a korma, I don't think you're going to enjoy this sausage, all right? It's a little bit wrinkled, that skin, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't when it came out of the Arga. Yeah. It was okay. But I noticed, by the way, as well, that there aren't any instructions for the Arga on the bag. It's just about grilling, frying, or oven cook. But whereas there is a cookbook in there, Mary Berry, and she actually has the grill, the oven, frying, and then she always tells you how to do it in an Arga. I think she's one of the only cookbooks that does that. But yes, I've got the juices still around the edge of the plate. I'm dying to try this.
Yeah, go on, have a lick.
I'm going to have a lick.
You've got some cider, haven't you? Yeah.
Always. Yeah, no, a lick. Okay.
Yeah. Let me join you in a little bit of licking there. So this is my one. Do you know I have a special? I've got a special sausage fork. Can you see that? Look at that. That's not a small one. It's a big one. It's don't worry. It's not an ivory handle. It's not an ivory handle.
No.
Oh, no, that'd be wrong. So. Oh.
What are you doing? Why did you do that?
I'm just testing the sausage. It's the easiest way just to get a flavour.
My chair's gone again.
Well, that's quite chillified. That's quite chillified. Rozza, hold it together, man. What's going on? Come on, we need to eat the sausages.
Oh, you looked as if you'd done that before. It looked too rehearsed, too well practiced.
Oh, I have eaten quite a few sausages. Already I have a tingle at the end of my tongue from doing that. So we know that this is going to be quite a chili flavoured sausage. Should we cut into it? Or are you going to bite into it? What do you want to do? I'm going to cut into it first.
I'm going to get this open.
Because I can then just have a look and I can show people that the kind of the meatiness is quite coarse. So there you go. If you have a look at that, you can see that, there you go, that's better. The coarseness. That's quite a coarse bit of mincing there. So that's, some cheap sausages is quite pasty. If it's a well-made sausage and it's been minced in a coarse fashion, you get kind of that there. So that's what we're dealing with there. These are going to be robust sausages. So do you want to go first? Yeah, you see what I mean? That is, go on. Lob it in your gob.
Because I always tell everyone, this is Henry Weston's British Vintage, the 2024 that I'm drinking today.
You like your sausage, don't you? You like your sausage. Here we go. Right then. Bravo. Mm, that is meaty. No,
Mm.
no, you don't need any more than 4 in a pack.
Mm.
Blimey. Whoa.
That's really nice, actually. I'm really surprised. And the chili, there's not too much of it. There's just enough because you could spice this up even more if you wanted.
It's not overpowering.
No,
And I'm just trying to see if I can get the fennel. So I love fennel. Fennel's great. Fennel is massively underrated. More people should eat fennel. Right. That is
see,
all right, isn't it?
I cooked up 2 of these, but Mrs. M had the other one, and I'm actually regretting that now. But I do still have my two left. So
Yeah. I cooked all 4 of them, so they'll be gone within the
oh,
next hour.
the back end as well. They're quite coarse as well, which I really like.
That's what I mean. If you look at the consistency, it's been minced quite coarsely, and you
Mm,
put it in your mouth, you know you're having a meaty experience, right? Because some sausages you don't,
no,
do you? But
no,
this is an event. This is a proper event.
it is. And if you'd have told me that this is actually had come from a butcher, from real butcher that specialised in sausages and knew their stuff,
Huh.
I would absolutely agree with you. This for supermarket entry, and you can see some of the green bits and stuff. And I like the way it's packed quite close to the casing as well.
Mm.
Um, there you can see these are really good.
I know.
Now, if they start doing like even a normal pork version of these, or like a dare
Oh
I
no.
say a Cumberland, which I've been surprised that I didn't think I liked them, and yet the ones I've had on this podcast have been amazing. But the coarseness of this, as you say, this is actually a real taste experience. This will get people talking around your barbecue, your dinner table, your breakfast table.
Now, this is the thing. How do you serve these? Where would you have them? My friend Sammy gave me a recommendation, which I'll get to in a second. It's a given. You can't have these with mash, right? These are not the kind of bangers you want bangers and mash. I don't think it would work. You don't want too much heat. When we do mashed potato, particularly in autumn and winter, what you want is a nice, quite a herby sausage, like a Lincolnshire or a Cumberland or something similar. These aren't the kind of bangers you would want with mash. However, I think there are numerous other occasions where you'd think, I'm going to have some of these on the barbecue or in the oven. How would you have them, Rozza?
I'd have to test them on a barbecue, and I think we might have to do that. Even coming into the autumn, at the moment, I would do them as we've done them. I'd do them in an oven, and do you know what I might even do? Is like serve these up with like a rip and share. I would put out some really nice bread, some really nice
No,
cheeses, some nice
no,
hams,
no,
and I'll put these in the middle
no,
and say, try some of the sausage with your plethora of meat,
no.
and just let people dig in cheeses, butters, breads, different kind of breads. Try and get maybe some continental ones. Put some Italian lager, perhaps Italian wine, and I would do it as a rip and share, as a kind of a big platter. 4 people or more, just go for it and do it
Yeah,
that way.
yeah,
Rustic,
yeah.
rustic.
You
Yeah.
bang on a big wooden slat.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe even get on Amazon and buy some of those little Italian flags and stick them in the sausage just to
Yeah,
give it that.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I get a sense you're surprised by these.
Majorly. Yeah,
Yeah,
majorly.
I like these. So I think you're right. I think it's with some cheese, it's with some bread, it's that kind of stuff. Let them go slightly cold, slice them up. Making the point again, you don't need many of these because these are
No.
properly chunky.
Diagonally, maybe. Cut them up diagonally. Make them a feature.
My mate Sammy said he'd cook them, slice them up, and toss them in pasta.
Oh,
Wouldn't that work?
yes. And with penne, particularly, I think.
Exactly. And the tomato sauce. So you have a tomato sauce, you have these sausages sliced up, penne pasta, and you'd have a decent bottle of red, wouldn't you? You'd have something
I
that would
think
really complement it.
you've
Bottle of
just
red.
decided our dinner tonight, Duncan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm
Yeah.
going to do that.
Yeah.
That sounds divine.
You need a tomato sauce, sliced off some of those sausages. You've got your pasta. You might want to maybe add a bit of oregano. I don't know, something Italian and herby. And Go and raid a wine rack or a house sitting where you are and just get a decent bottle of Italian red and have it with that. Job done.
There's plenty. He's really into his wine. He buys it in the barrel.
Yeah.
He's that serious
Job
about
done.
wine. Yeah.
Job
So
done.
yeah, it's and there's plenty of Italian herbs and all sorts of things in there.
Excellent. All right. So, as we often do, I'm going to finish this last chunk. So I've just eaten one of these completely. We need to give it a mark out of 10. What do you reckon?
You don't
Ooh.
like I know you don't like me giving 10s, do you?
Well, I just don't think anything is truly worth a 10. Look, let me explain my scoring. Okay. I don't know how to put this in a polite way. All right. I'll try. I happen to think Kate Winslet is an absolutely stunning woman. All right. If I was ever lucky enough to spend some time in an intimate fashion with Kate Winslet, you'd be tempted to go, that's a 10 out of 10, right? But there's always going to be a little bit of room for improvement, don't you think? So somewhere along the lines, you think, well, should have done that differently. So when it comes to 10 out of 10, it's got to be mind-blowing.
So she comes in with just something draped around her, gets on a sofa, looks you in the eye and says, Duncan, I want you to paint me like draw me like one of your French girls, like that. You're going to immediately go, this is 9 out of 10, this is.
No. I'm just saying, when you reassess the situation and what happened, there's always going to be something along the line with you. Yeah, I could have been better.
Oh, come on.
Or you could have waited, Kate, until the Antiques road trip had finished. So anyway, are you seriously going to give them a 10?
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do then, because it's exam season and it was GCSE results recently. And the other way, like it's a numbering system now. I'm going to give them a 9, but that's a high 9. So is that an A? Is that an A star? So they're oh, hang on, the juices
Are you dribbling again?
Yeah, oozing out the packet. I'm going to give them a very high 9 then.
Right.
A very high 9. I think they're absolutely superb. I think M&S, wherever you're getting these from, whoever your supplier is, chances are it looks like perhaps maybe it's absolutely looking like they're definitely coming from Italy.
Well, that's what it says. They're saying that they're made in Italy, and I think that's reflected in the price because by anyone's standards, 4 bangers for £5.50 is pretty pricey, right?
But they're big.
They're big.
I mean, actually, I'll just take this out of the packet to show you the uncooked version.
Yeah.
Because they do get a bit smaller. There we are. A very strong 9.
A very strong 9. Weapon. Yeah, you see, I'm not going to give it a high 9, but I will give it a 9 because I wouldn't normally go for this. I don't mind stuff like this, and I'm kind of always up for trying stuff I wouldn't normally choose out of choice. But I am pleasantly surprised. I'm more surprised than I thought I would be in terms of thinking. Actually, these are first class. So I'm going to give a 9 out of 10, but it won't be a high 9. It'll be a medium 9 out of 10. Because there's always room for improvement, Rozza. Always room for improvement.
Yeah, like you used to tell me back in my radio days.
A long time ago.
When we used to come and go, right, let's just discuss that radio program you've just done.
Yeah. There's always room for improvement.
Get a reaction, Rozza. Get a reaction.
Get a reaction.
That was the main bit of advice, and I think hopefully we'll have got a reaction from our review of these Master Grill outdoor bred Calabrian spicy sausages from Marks and Spencer, or M&S to those of you who know it via that name in the UK.
Excellent. Good work. See you soon.
Cheers. Bye.